The Lancet finds that obesity will continue to be a problem in the United States and in Britain. They are estimating that 165 million people will be obese by 2030, which is half of all adults in the United States. Okay, right now there are 100 million people who are obese in the United States, and if we don't do anything, if we don't find policy that deals with this situation, it's going to continue to be a problem. And in fact, we're going to spend $66 billion on this problem in 2030.
Yeah. Here's a policy we should adopt to deal with it. Shut your mouth.
That could work. That could work.
Now, I'm playing. That's what a friend of mine used to say. Like, he was like, I told you, PhD student. I'm like, all right, metabolism, how does it work? He's like, here's how it works. Shut your mouth. Okay.
Except that doesn't work. If you shut your mouth and you don't eat right, your metabolism slows down. No, this is a really frustrating story, okay? Because you have a bunch of experts that are saying, oh my, we gotta have this educational campaign, the same kind of thing that we had when it came to smoking, right? Except there are a million different factors that lead into obesity. Whereas with smoking, if you don't want to get lung cancer, you don't smoke. Right? It's difficult to do it, but there's a very simple way of preventing, you know, the implications of smoking cigarettes. You just don't smoke cigarettes. But if you don't eat, your metabolism slows down, and then when you do eat because you need to, you get fat. You see, your body holds on to that fat.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Can you see if Anna's personally pissed about this story? I
am personally pissed about this story because it's frustrating.
I know. And, you know, by 2030, we're going to have like 165 million people who are obese. By 2050, we're going to have 28 billion people who are obese.
Yes.
And eventually, the entire planet's going to just explode. Now, look, here's the problem. I know what the problem is. Everybody knows it, but the food industry is a little verklempt about it, and they don't want people talking about it.
It's the processed foods.
It's the processed foods, of course. We're not, look, are we eating more than we used to? Yes, right? But that isn't the primary problem. The primary problem is the food we're eating. So one of the things you should do, obviously, is as much as you can, it's easier said than done, go back to natural food. So
I'm not buying it.
Oh, that's okay.
It's part of the problem.
I thought that was pretty obvious, but
Look, no. It's part of the problem, but it's still not enough. There's something else going on, okay? Because even if you eat healthy, even if you eat the processed foods sparingly, it's still unbelievably difficult to keep in shape, you know? Finding the time to exercise, finding a way to stay physically active when many of us work these office jobs and we don't have treadmill desks. Okay.
Right. All right. First of all, calm down. 10-2. You are not obese. Okay. There's like, you're taking it like this is like the article was aimed at you. And Anna, this is what we think of you. You're like, what? I'll show you. What can I do? Okay. All right. Just please calm down. All right. Now, look, I hear you. It's partly because our bodies aren't built for this. I mean, it's suffering from something that's a little bit positive. I remember when I was a kid, the biggest problem in the world was hunger, and that's still a huge, huge problem, right? But now we're so worried because we eat too much, right? It's like it's a rich man's problem in a sense. Although ironically, in America, it hits the poor the hardest because in order to eat cheap, they eat at fast food, which is a lot of times the worst food you can eat, right? So I get all that, but Anna, look, our bodies aren't built for it, right? Our bodies are built to survive on very little food while we get a lot of exercise running from saber-toothed tigers and dinosaurs.
Right.
Although the humans and the dinosaurs never lived together, but you see my point, okay? So when we get all this food constantly, oh, let's go to Cheesecake Factory. Oh, sick to this thing's like gigantic. So it would have fed a village back in the day for like 17 days. And you're like, oh, okay, when's the next meal, right? And you get almost no exercise. It's just, we're fighting a losing battle in a lot of ways. All you can do is eat the healthiest you can and, try to get steady exercise.
It's so difficult. It's unbelievably hard. And, in this article, and in The Lancet, they say, if you cut 500 calories from your diet every day, you can expect to lose about a pound a week, right? First of all, a pound a week is nothing. Second of all, in most cases, that doesn't even happen. And third of all, cutting 500 calories from your diet is so hard, okay? And I'm not talking about people who eat way too much. I'm talking about people who are a little, meaty on the meatier side, and they just want to slim down a little bit. And it's like, oh, I'm already eating like 1,500 calories a day. Cutting another 500 calories from my diet is gonna make me go insane. Okay. And then you do it, and then you still don't lose a pound a week. It's the most frustrating thing on the planet. Anyway, this has now become Anna's rant.
Totally. Totally unrelated to the story about obesity. Anna's like, do you know how hard it is to keep those extra 5 pounds off? What does that have to do with obesity? Nothing.
No, but it does. Look, it has a lot to do with obesity because what I'm trying to say is staying in average shape, which is where I'm at right now, is so unbelievably difficult,
Dude,
right?
I got
if
it.
you let it go, if you let it go just a little bit, before you know it, in 10 years, you're massive. And I can't handle it anymore.
Okay, do you know who understands that? Jesus.
He does?
I understand that. Okay, yes. Here's a guy who has let it go a little bit, had an issue, trying to reel it back for like the 18th time. Believe me, I feel your pain. Okay? But on the upside, this week, 2 different times, I ate carrots.
Congratulations. Carrots are disgusting.
I ate carrots.
Okay.
Okay? I'm back. I'm telling you, man, and I believe I've lost it somewhere in the neighborhood between 2 and 3 pounds, so I'm coming.
Did you really?
I don't know, something like that.
Congrats.
By the way, on my belt, it got a little loose. I was like, whoa, time for maybe another notch. So I went to another notch, and I was feeling ecstatic. Halfway through there, I'm like, I gotta loosen this thing up.
It didn't work out.
But that's okay, one step at a time.